Guys, I'm flying! I'm flying! Look at me, I'm flying! I'm Superman! I'm flying! I'm flying! I'm flying! Help! Help! I'm flying! Help! Help! I'm flying! Hey everyone, and welcome to Valheim. As you can see, I'm not on my regular character at the moment, and that's because I've been playing on my Valheim server this week. And let me tell you, it's been crazy. 5 days in and we've beaten 3 bosses as a server, and I'm pretty sure Murder will have been defeated by the time this video goes live. What I want to show off today is a few clips from the server and some base tours. There will be a little bit of everything sprinkled in, and I hope you enjoy it. My regular Legend of Grey videos will be back starting next week, so keep an eye out for them. So this adventure started out just like any other in Valheim. I logged onto the server as soon as it launched and was immediately joined by someone named Kazi. He and I would end up spending a few hours together basically founding the current village of the server. We eventually came across a little meadows biome near the Eikthyr spawn that seemed perfect to start building on, and so I began my base. Not realizing at the time how big this server would be and how many people would be coming through my base at all hours of the day. You've all seen the early game basics of every survival game a ton of times, I'm sure, so you know what came next. Collecting wood, and some other resources, and then collecting more wood, and some more resources. Eventually I was able to add a roof to my base and kind of get the inside set up enough to go out and explore a bit. And after that, my new server mate Kazi was finally building his house and wanted me to take a look at the progress.
I'm visiting my base. I actually kind of like my stairs. What do you think of my stairs?
Looks pretty bad.
You haven't even seen them!
I can see them from here. They look pretty bad.
Come here. Trust the process.
He's getting a little fancy. Okay. Not bad, not bad.
Yeah, and then down here is going to be my fires.
We're gonna cook the juicy McDonald's meat, huh?
Yeah, I'm going to start my business soon, but not today, not today.
Now, you might be asking yourself, how does Grayson have a full base with a roof, a bed, and chests, while this guy only has a floor? But as you heard, Kazi's plan was to start a server McDonald's. The boards he had in the pen over there had taken about 40 or so minutes of his time on the server, and now he was very much behind. However, don't count him out. He puts in some insane work later on.
You need some walls first to put a roof on.
Not long after, we were joined by Melbrew, who would go on to become one of the main players on the server. He was relatively new to the game at this point, which was really cool to see. We all spent the next hour or so collecting resources, food, slowly gearing up, and getting ready for the first boss fight. Now luckily this time around I planned my base a bit better than in Legend of the Grey, and I was able to add in a missed feature. The loft. I love this little thing. And soon after, it was finally time for Eikthyr. Warning in advance, there is a bit of screaming in this clip.
I didn't eat my food. It's a dumb choice.
Dude, there's so much happening already. Dude, look how fast he's dying.
Oh yeah, he's dying for sure. Oh god, I'm almost dead though. I should have eaten food earlier.
Why is he running? Why is he running towards my base?
He's scared, dude. He's got 5 of us pelting him with arrows. Oh god, he just...
Oh!
He
No,
just saw you
towards
fly
my base.
across the map. Hey, there's a nice house over here. Go destroy it, Eikthyr.
He's through the map.
Yeah, he's glitching around for me. I think there's just so much going on.
With 5 of us geared up and ready to go, we absolutely obliterated Eikthyr, even with a bit of lag going on. However, I decided that was just too easy.
Yeah, me too.
Eikthyr posed no problem to us when it was just him by himself, so we just summoned 3 at once to make it a little more challenging.
I don't have enough arrows. Why did you do that?
Well, you have to use melee.
Should have warned me that we were gonna do like.
Dude, there's so many. There's 2.
I spotted a second one. I can spawn in the third one if you want.
I did that. There's another one.
Okay, we don't need any more than this. Oh Jesus!
Dude, there's so many.
Oh God! Oh my God!
Spawn a fourth one.
No,
If you're wondering why I was using the knife here, it's because I ran out of arrows, and I didn't plan on killing 4 Eikthyrs in total before we started this fight, so I had what I had. Eventually, we beat all 3 of them and hung up the head to get the first power on the server. At the same time, we had all unlocked pickaxes, and we were ready to enter the Bronze Age.
This Sprayling just walked up and got gangbanged.
Can you give me some food now?
Yeah.
After this, Mel and I raided some dungeons, and Kazi and I gathered up as much copper and tin as we could. At this point, we were basically speedrunning the Bronze Age. Now the next day started off with a bang. And by a bang, I mean a raid.
Oh man. Kill them! Keep the big guy away from my house, whatever you do.
I've been working on a community forge area here so that people who were not as progressed as us could catch up. The plan was also to put some chests for some free stuff here as well. But of course, all these Grey Dwarves had to try to stop us. Soon after, we decided it was time to take on the Elder, and we had 7 people to do so. Now, he was probably going to just melt, if I had to guess here.
Because he can't hit you through the pillars, and he's got some pretty hard attacks if he hits you. Oh, dude, he's dying so quick. Let's go.
He's already shooting.
Yep. Watch out for the roots, Kippy. Just stay away from them.
Yep.
I think he attacks the guy that spawns him.
Yeah, this is so easy with like this many people. Oh, he got me with that stone. Yeah, this is so easy. This is insane.
And melt he did.
Elder
It was
with the
pretty interesting to
boys.
see the ease of playing with others on the server. I didn't need to max out my gear or anything because I wasn't the sole focus of the boss here, and we could just easily progress through these early game biomes without needing to over-prepare. After this, we fought the Elders several more times until we had a few heads and enough swamp keys for the entire server. The next day started off with an epic fail from our side, and I was so preoccupied with it that I sadly didn't get a clip. However, it can be very well imagined from this illustration. Basically, Kippy and I decided to use a raft and try to find a swamp biome, and a sea serpent spawned in, broke the raft, and chased us to the shore. Now, while swimming away, I managed to just barely, and I mean barely, make it to land, while Kippy, well, didn't. This left me stranded on a Black Forest island in the middle of the ocean with no way to get back, and thus necessitating a rescue mission from the swamp.
I see a boat! I see a boat in the distance! Help!
You're gonna have to make your way over here.
I can't! I'm literally stuck. I will die. I'm gonna need you to drive by and pick me up.
Alright.
One long boat trip back, and I was able to begin entering the Iron Age, as I had collected some scrap iron in a nearby dungeon while being stranded. And at this point, I was fairly ahead of some other players on the server, especially Kippy, who proudly claimed to have played like 30 hours while also having a giant wooden box as a house and nothing inside it, as you'll see in a second. So I decided to do a bit of a tour of some of the server's bases. Here on the right you can see our docks with one of our longboats, and just off in the distance to the right there is a base from someone on the server named Core. I don't think I can get into his base since it's protected by a ward right now. And of course here's Kippy. On the left we can see his giant wooden box. He does eventually change this box into something a little bit more efficient later down the road. So let me just get into his house real quick. The wards are great for protection, but sometimes they're really annoying whenever you're playing with people who you do actually trust. Because I do know Kippy outside of Valheim. But yeah, so here's Kippy's box. You can see some basics. He's kind of starting to build some things up. Workbenches, a forge, and everything like that. But again, he's been focusing more on like the non-base building aspects to this point. Up here we have Melbro's house. And he's got like a huge compound. These two like little like watchtowers at the entrance. I'm gonna go up here and maybe see what one of these looks like, because I haven't been to the top of one of these yet. It's missing some floor pieces. But yeah, he has a very nice view of everything around the house, or around his base, around the server. So if we head back down here, we can go into his house. Well, actually, let's see. He's got lots of beehives. I think actually some of these beehives belong to me, because I got raided at one point and they broke and Mel picked them up. Just gonna steal some of his honey. No, not a big deal. But Mel also has another watchtower there. As we head into his house, you can see his downstairs is actually pretty well decorated. He's got quite a decent bonus at this point, like a comfort bonus. He's got a little storage system over here on the side, and lots of different colored banners. And if we head upstairs, I think it's pretty much empty here. He's got a portal, an award, and that's pretty much it. Heading back outside, we have a little bit of a farming area that Mel has set up to farm carrots, turnips, and probably eventually some other things that we might need. Over here we see the community forge. It looks a little bit of like ramshackle with some missing pieces, but that's because the smoke of the furnaces and everything needs to come out, and I didn't accommodate for that in my original design. And then of course here is my base. I have now entered the Stone Age as far as building goes, so I think I'm the only house on the server right now that's building out of stone. Most of everyone else is just living in wooden boxes or wooden compounds or something along those lines, or a shack, as we'll see in a little bit as well. There's another view of Cora's house. Got a little bit of a jail cell, kind of like treasury area, which I did lock somebody in earlier on the server just for fun. I've got a little bit of a balcony out there, and let me get some of my stone. Okay. Well, of course I have a full inventory right now. But yeah, I have a little bit of a balcony area out here that I really like. My plan is to put some kind of like fire out there, or some kind of like hangout place for everybody on the server to kind of relax if they want to with me. So let me just get rid of some of this junk. My storage system is a work in progress right now. That is 100% the case. Alright. Yeah, but that's my house, and I really like the design. It's a lot different than what I normally build. It feels a bit more like modern style, like with a little bit of Tudor in there. Kind of weird for Valheim, but I like it. This is my portal hub that I built, and I put a bonfire in the middle just to keep everything warm, keep Grey Dwarves and everything away from the portals as much as possible. We've got several different spawns in there. This is Kazi's house, which I can technically get inside the walls, but I can't get inside the house to show it off, and he's not on the server right now, so you're going to have to deal with just seeing a little bit from far away. This house out here in the distance, I think, is someone on our server known as Artsy. And he's also got a little bit of stone as a flooring. Now this shack, this is Jod's shack, and this thing is both super impressive and super depressing. He's got a lot of different things in here. I mean, the comfort bonus is amazing. It's all crammed, like he's got everything you need. Here underneath you got the forge, you've got all the upgrades for the forge, a portal, beehives, a fermenter. Just feels really cramped and small though. But again, people have different play styles, right? So he's not really out here trying to, make the most luxurious house. He's just having a good time. Oh, who's this? This is Raven. Hey, Raven. Raven is someone who's been on the server a little bit, but I haven't really spent a lot of time with him doing much. Oh, is this Raven's house up here? I have not seen this house to this point, so this is like all brand new. Oh, we got two houses up here. Jeez. Can I get in here? No, I can't get in there, of course.
So someone has like a bit of a longhouse here. Looks like they have a maypole up there. I could technically jump in, but getting out might be a little bit difficult. But a little bit of storage underneath there. I see like a workbench with some upgrades. Alright, yeah, I don't know whose house that is, but interesting. Over here we've got a nice little... Ooh, I like this. And this looks like this might be Raven's house. Since Raven's over here. Also a little bit of stone building going on. Let's see if he can let me inside to take a look. Because I'm assuming he's got a ward up, yeah. Come on, Raven, let me inside, please, sir. If I let him know maybe I'm filming, maybe he'll come over and open up the door. Oh, there he goes, okay. So, he's got some smelters with the outputs coming inside the house, which is pretty interesting. He's got downstairs, thanks, sir. Or ma'am, I don't know. Oh, he's got like a little portal room to like straight to his house, as well as the wards down here, nice and protected. I like that. Crafting area up here with fully decked out workbench, or not fully decked out, but pretty decked out it looks like, and well as the forge. And what's this out here? It's got lots of smoke, so maybe he's got a fire or some cooking in. Maybe this is where he does his cooking. I didn't see a fire inside the house, I guess. So let's see what he says. Ooh. Oh, okay. So he's got, yeah, cooking area, a little cauldron there, some storage, stone cutter. I like this roof design. This is really interesting. Yeah. All right. Yeah, nice house. I appreciate it. I appreciate you for letting me look around. All right. So he's got an upstairs here. So what is this? This looks super cool. Oh, okay. Yo, this is really nice. I really like this. Like, there's nothing up here yet, but it's a really cool design for a house. I might pinch that in the future. It's really interesting. All right. Well, shout out to Raven. He's got a really nice house going on. I really like what he's doing here. A little bit of a farm it looks like as well. And down here is probably the last house we're going to take a look at in this area. This is from someone whose name is Pulled here on the server. And they haven't been on for a couple of days, but they were on up to the Elder fight. And see if I can maybe add some fire. I can't get it. But it's a little dark. Let me see if I can try to get some fire going so I can see. Yeah, so he's got like a little tiny house. Second story with a balcony up there as well. But yeah, that's pretty much most of the houses on the server right now. There is one more I want to take a look at, so let's jump to that. Alright, so this is Tarnished space on our server, and Tarnished has been there since like basically the beginning of the server. Joined like probably about 45 minutes to an hour into the server being launched. And you can see there's a massive area out here. Tarnished has been playing hours and hours on the server, collecting so many things, and the house just looks really nice. At this point, I would say it's probably the nicest house on the server. But of course, that's, you know, that depends on who you ask. But yeah, little nice storage area back there, trophy room with some coins to flex his wealth or her wealth. And it looks like Tarnished is maybe AFK at this point. But lots of trophies. I mean, the Leech trophy is pretty interesting. I like the look of that up there, like right over his head. Looks like a really big snake. Here, the crafting area, which is really compact and kind of like optimized to take up as little space as possible. And you can see that Tarnished has been using a lot of the different like wood beams and things like that for different wall designs, which most of us are not doing. It takes a lot of time to make happen. Look at this view. There's a lot of deforestation around here, but otherwise, you know, still really nice. Let's head up the other side there. Okay, so here's the bedroom with a little clothes rack, like an armor stand with some extra clothes from one of the traders. At this point, we've only found one of the traders on the server, Hildir, and Haldor is still eluding us somehow. Around the back here, you can see just how much Tarnished is planning to kind of add to their base. We got some beehives out here. And I think underneath here is like the mass storage of like stone and woods and things like that, like the different types of woods. Different types of wood. And there's a little farm here. But yeah, Tarnished's base, again, lots of work has been going into this, lots of detail, and I'm really, really liking what he's got going on. Alright, so that has been a good chunk of the first 4 or 5 days of the server. And since this video is already running pretty long as it is, I'm going to cut it off here. I'll be uploading another update video from the server soon with Bone Mass and the Motor Fight, as well as some compilations of funny moments from the server at some point in the near future. Let me know if you guys like these kind of videos and if you want to see more base tours from the server in the future. Maybe I can get some people in Discord with me to talk about their bases more in depth. Well everyone, next video is another Legend of Grey update, so make sure you are subscribed so you don't miss it. And also hit that like button if you enjoyed the video, and I'll catch you all in the next one.